Well, I'm talking about my memoirs, really, my professional life, basically, but I also introduced the book with my personal life and how I got to Marbella, which is where I've been working for the past 45 years. Uh, I illustrated with a lot of photographs. Originally, I'm a photographer, not a writer. For writing, I got the help of my nephew, Jonathan Teuma, and he's doing a good job, and the photographs are great. I think people will enjoy it. It's a very special book. There's many photographs of many celebrities and adventures. I tell stories about the paparazzi when you get caught, or the tricks of the trade, because a lot of people ask me, how do you get to know who is where at what time? Well, I don't get to know. I've just been standing here for 5 days. And sooner or later, the guy has to come out. So a lot of these stories mixed with experiences with celebrities and general photography. In the book, when writing the book, I realized I'm much more a photographer than a paparazzi, although I've got to be better known as a paparazzi, logically, because the work a paparazzi does goes out in the press and you get known.
It is really weird being on the other end of the camera and the microphone. But I must say, I'm delighted that Gibraltar Cultural Services have invited me. And I'm also equally pleased to have my very, very good friend, Shalina Asamal, interviewing me. So I'm sure it's going to be quite a rigorous interview. Well, what am I doing here? I'm writing a book about the disappearance of Simon Parkes. And what I'll be telling the audience is that I set out to write a story. I didn't actually set out to investigate his disappearance, but that's where I am now. And as I have peeled away, let's say, layer upon layer of intrigue, because it is the most intriguing story, I have found so much pain that still exists. I found so many unanswered questions, and so I necessarily have had to keep digging. And I've actually come across new information. I have come across stories that I think add to, the investigation itself. I've had difficulties with the police. I'm not talking about the Royal Gibraltar Police, I'm talking about Hampshire Constabulary, who haven't welcomed my involvement. And I've just faced so many challenges. But in terms of being a first-time writer, the amount of choices that you have, I have read all my life, but suddenly I'm faced with choices as to what tense to use and to what narrative voice to use, the first person or the third person, how to structure my book in the most effective way, all these kind of choices. And I'm sort of working on my own at the moment. So really what I want to do is chronicle exactly what's happening, the past and the present. And I really don't know where we're going to end up. We're just going to have to wait and see.